Welcome back to Cisco Live, and as I said before, we're now shifting our focus into cloud. I think there isn't a single customer in the world in 2020 who doesn't have cloud on their mind, at least a little bit. So we're going to dig deeper into that topic, and I think there's also lots of customers looking at multiple cloud providers, whether they're SaaS, IaaS, PaaS, whatever kind of flavors of cloud you are using. There's lots of things floating around there. So we're going to go out into the show floor. Zane is out there. He's going to be in the MultiCloud booth of World of Solutions. Zane, what have you got for us out there, man?
Hi, David. And yes, we're sticking with cloud. It's all about cloud. I'm in the multi-cloud area in the World of Solutions. And I've met Andrew, and Andrew's going to give us a demo on the power of the cloud. Andrew, can you tell us a little bit more about the demo?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, we're here today in the... we're here today in the MultiCloud booth, and we're talking about the MultiCloud demo that we hear on display, and it includes all the products that you see on display here.
We didn't hear your question.
And we're going to kind of walk you through that so you can see what's being showcased here. All right? So we're here today to talk about applications. The most important thing that you can do for your business is be able to deliver those in a timely manner. The most important thing you can do for your customers is being able to deliver those applications. So today on display we have the MultiCloud portfolio. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through some of those products and explain to you how they all interact together and work as one to provide you with those solutions. So we have a car company. It's a fictitious car company. They are coming out with a new product line, and as part of that launch, they're going to have an application on the web that lets them lets users demo their cars and maybe do a virtual test drive or customize the interior and exterior of the car. So Aurora is a car company, and they're a huge Cisco shop, which means that they're using a whole wide range of Cisco products. So in this case, we're talking about Cloud Center, App Dynamics, Intersight, and Tetration. And all these products are going to work together to deliver that sort of application experience that you want. Just to kind of go over their environment a little bit, we're talking about applications that spread across both the on-prem and their public cloud. So they're truly a hybrid enterprise or hybrid multi-cloud environment. And because of that, they're using our full stack of products. So at the bottom there, you're going to see 3 different buckets. We've got the yellow section, which is our apps and workload management. We've got security, and we've got networking. And inside of each of those buckets, we've got a series of products, again, that are going to work as one to provide a sort of solution for you to deliver your applications. So we've got App Dynamics, Intersight, Cloud Center Suite, Tetration, and then ACI Anywhere and SD-WAN are really doing that network and that policy for you. So moving ahead, what we're going to see here first on the demo screen is Cloud Center Suite. So in Cloud Center Suite, we're actually modeling the application, and we're designing it in such a way that it can be used anywhere in your environment. In this case, what we're going to do is deploy a 3-tiered application onto our infrastructure. This 3-tiered application, like many people know, is a database, a web server, and a load balancer, and it's going to be spread across both of the environments. So on-prem, we're using HyperFlex and UCS and Nexus, which everyone knows is our bread and butter here at Cisco. But then we've got a couple of new announcements this week where we're talking about HyperFlex application platform, which is new to Intersight. So what we're actually going to do is, and then lastly, before we actually deploy the application, we're using SD-WAN as the overlay to network the on-prem traffic with the cloud traffic. So moving forward here, we've got Intersight. Intersight is actually now the home to container deployments. So we're going to use the new functionality to call Cisco Container Platform to deploy clusters on-prem for our application to consume. That's where we're going to be able to use Cloud Center to deploy the application. And then finally, like we mentioned before, we're using ACI and its policy engine to ensure that we have consistent policy across both environments. Once the application is deployed, it shows up in App Dynamics. And in App Dynamics, we can actually get real telemetry data of how the application is performing. And really, the end goal is to have a working application. But this is where a lot of people stop, right? This is where they stop thinking about their application. And really, what we should be considering is how do you iterate upon that? How do you improve the application performance? So some of the use cases that we're talking about here really focus around App Dynamics being that central nervous system to report and to orchestrate and work with the other products in our suite. So I'm going to go over a few examples there, just so you guys get an idea of how App Dynamics is working with the rest of the product suite. So in App Dynamics, we've got an executive dashboard, and on this dashboard, we're going to start seeing some errors appear. And really, what it's noticing is two different things going on. We've got a web server that's potentially seeing too much traffic because we've launched a new web app, and we might need to scale up here. And then we've got a database down below on-prem that maybe isn't large enough to handle that read and write data. So what's happening in App Dynamics is it's reporting those errors, and the reason that we want to see those errors is because this is the application experience. We've got users who are trying to use our application on the web, and they can't because it's loading. So what we're going to do is we're going to remediate those with App Dynamics and some of the other products in the suite. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to scale out the web tier. Cloud Center and App Dynamics have a really powerful integration, and as a result of that integration, they can automatically scale out the web tier to ensure that there's enough web servers out there to handle that additional load. The other recommendation it's going to get is from Cisco Workload Optimization Manager, which is now a part of Insight as well. And it's going to recommend that it scales up the vCPU because that database isn't large enough to handle the reads and the writes. So those are two actionable things that App Dynamics caught, and it gave recommendations to those tools to go ahead and implement some remediation steps. And the reason we're doing this is because now this application's returned to normal, and that's probably the most important thing, is making sure that that experience is consistent with for your users. The next thing we want to talk about is security, right? So what happens when one of your nodes, for instance, might be out of compliance? Well, Tetration and App Dynamics have an integration where App Dynamics is going to start reporting a node out of compliance, and it's going to be you're going to be able to drill down and specifically see which node it is that needs to be remediated. And with that information, you can go into Tetration and you can start looking at the flow metrics on the network. You can start looking at the OS packages. You can start looking at maybe some of the updates that have been applied to the system. And with that information, we're going to be able to go into Cloud Center and do a YUM update to ensure that the packages are in compliance. That's a really important step to go through, and that's what Tetration is serving for you. It's giving you a nice policy engine to ensure that you're up on your security policy. The last thing we want to talk about, and it's a common theme here at Cisco Live, is cost optimization. So being able to look at your cloud spend and to be able to remediate what's going on in your cloud area. In this case, we have a budget that we've set, and over the course of the demo, we've actually done a couple of things that have affected that budget. Most importantly, we scaled up this web tier. So what Cloud Center is going to do is it's going to make a recommendation maybe that we tear down those web servers because maybe we don't need them anymore. Traffic has died down, the product isn't as popular, we're hitting the maintenance phase. Let's go ahead and scale back our web tier. In addition, maybe we need to make the load balancer smaller. So these are recommendations that Cloud Center Suite and Cost Optimizer are going to make in real time about your cloud spend. We're also going to give you recommendations on where you should deploy the cloud, the application into which cloud in real time. And then the last thing, I promise, that I want to cover is the executive dashboard for App Dynamics. So the reason we're doing this thing is because here on the left-hand side of the screen, you're going to see version 1 of the app. And in this instance, we've got 800 people who used it upon launch, but 224 of them abandoned the application. That's not something you want to see, and that was a result of everything that went wrong in the demo. Well, in version 2, we've actually fixed that, and although only 205 people are using it, we've only got 66 people abandoning the application. So what this executive dashboard is showing you is it's giving you real technical insights, and it's giving you business information and business information as well as technical insights into what's going on. So that's what we're showing here at the demo here. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Fantastic. Now, I think you'll all agree that was a fantastic demo. Andrew, I think when you see it all come together like that and you really see the whole of Cisco's portfolio work together,
absolutely,
it just shows how powerful Cisco really is in this, in this space. So last thing, Andrew, if I'm a customer, I'm here at Cisco Live and I want to find out more about this, where do I go?
Obviously right here, right? So we've got all the products on display. Everything you just saw here is real, and each of the product booths will be able to show you exactly what's going on and how they're working together to solve your application delivery needs.
Fantastic. Last thing, just before we throw it back, what are you looking forward to most at this Cisco Live?
Some more sangria, to be completely honest.
Me
when
too.
this is all said and done.
Fantastic. So I'm going to throw it back to the studio where we have David waiting on us.
Yeah, thanks, Zane, and great to hear about the MultiCloud because we're going to be continuing that topic for the next little while here on our live stream. So but we're going to head into the Innovation Theatre shortly, where Liz Santoni is going to be giving a talk with Danny Winokur around MultiCloud, get more info around this very interesting topic. Before we do that, though, we're going to have a short video because we've got it's not a far-off future for many of our customers. It's happening right here, right now. So we've got a customer story from an organization called BBVA, or a large bank from right here in Spain, and they're going to be talking about their experience with MultiCloud.
Customers want to move from the traditional banking experience to something more digital. They want everything on their mobile phone in real time with a lot of transparency. The future for most of the big companies is that we'll need to manage a legacy infrastructure that keeps running, and this is going to be here for a long time. A private cloud that helps us to solve some of the regulatory issues, and some services that will be on the public cloud. Now we are starting to connect and leverage Cisco technology to integrate our private cloud with some of the public cloud vendors who will be leveraging, like Amazon or Google. You need to be able to provide infrastructure as a service with the same KPIs that a public cloud offers at the speed of Amazon or Google, but also ensuring security and compliance that a bank and the regulators require. In order to manage the legacy environment, the private cloud and the public cloud, you need some companies that offer technology that operate in those three very different environments. The only one that was able to do that is Cisco. Cisco is a big shaper of a lot of the things that are happening in the digital space. BBVA has been elected last year by Forrester as the best banking app in the world. We have been able to create a set of global banking APIs, so we build it once and it could be used by all of our banks. We are experiencing an exponential growth in the number of transactions in most of our banks. So we are growing at a rate of close to 50% a year the number of transactions. Even if we want to behave like a startup, we are a complex and big enterprise. Cisco has always proved with us and with other companies the ability to work in this space. The word that has started to be used a lot was trust. Trust means to make sure that it's really a win-win relationship. Trust means that we acknowledge the challenges of Cisco, and Cisco acknowledge and understand our challenges, and we work together for a common goal.
Great to hear about those real-life customer perspectives from BBVA. And I found it fascinating to understand how they were using Cisco products to manage across multiple different types of clouds, and that's really the topic of the day. So to continue our discussion on MultiCloud, we're going to be heading over to the Innovation Showcase where Liz Santoni and Danny Winokur are going to be managing it. Heading over there now.